is Manley with VerticalLessons.com. In this short video, I want to help you get off the roller coaster of results. I'm going to explain what that is, how I did it, give you a framework and an app that will help you actually maintain momentum. The roller coaster of results is what I call how I spent most of the first half of my career, actually. I would have a lot of project work. I call it the project mindset. So specific projects or personal projects, work projects, things that I just had an endpoint, a start point, end point, all this work to do, get it done. Typically what I found is that I was successful. I would get things accomplished, and often things you could be very proud of. Maybe you've had that happen. You're very busy, and then it wears you out, though, getting to that summit, as I might say, or getting to the end of the project. And then there's ultimately this lull in a valley after the project is over that creates a real drag. I mean, it's definitely exhausting emotionally and physically, but what I found is there are these long periods of lower productivity and below normal response to people. The way in which I was able to serve and support people was affected as I recovered and rebounded. And what I discovered, primarily guided by my business coach, I have to give him credit for this brilliant quote that really sums it up. Mark LeBlanc says, "What you do every day is more important than what you do once in a while." Think about that for a second. What you do every day is more important than what you do once in a while. What he helped me do is realize how critical it is for us to have consistent day in and day out habits and routines to build our foundation on which everything else stands. Now, part of that daily routine can be moving a project forward. I mentioned that and refer to you some other ideas and videos and blogs that I have. But for day in, day out, this is going to smooth out that roller coaster so the results are more consistent, your energy is more consistent, the level at which you're able to serve and support people is more consistent. And of course, when all of that is more consistent, it will drive revenue and earnings or whatever that is for you, your pay raises, reviews, things that matter to you as far as your performance and how you're seen by others. It will be more consistent. You'll be seen as more valuable and bring more to the table every day for those you serve. So the momentum mindset versus the project mindset. The idea is making sure that you have a foundation of key ideas that you implement on every single day, routines and rituals. So I'm going to break down exactly how to do that. 4 essential pieces to this framework. First, you're going to identify. Secondly, you're going to attach. Third, you're going to track. And number 4, you're going to restart. So let's talk about identifying. What I want you to do and encourage you to do is to focus on foundational, high leverage habits and routines that if you did them every day, it would impact everything. So here's the key question to contemplate and brainstorm on. What habit, if I consistently execute daily, can impact and support me in multiple areas of my life? Here's some key buckets to consider. Number 1, relationships. I would strongly encourage you to have a daily habit of some kind of intentional outreach in relationship. This is what my Belay principle is all about. I've got multiple articles and videos on that and how to go about that, but think about the relationships that you need to build. Perhaps that's at work and or your personal life. Second area to look at is your health and wellness. And within that, there's a lot. And a lot of my daily habits, and I'll let you know of some of those specifically in a little while, are around health and wellness. Exercise and meditation are 2 great examples. Daily, I try to have a green juice of some type, so I have a nutritional daily habit as well. Critical business activities, whatever that is for you. You have something you have to do on a regular basis daily that you know when you do it consistently, everything else is easier. These are high leverage, fundamental activities. They may be simple ones, but you know that when you do them consistently, everything is better. Also, I mentioned this as well. I'm not telling you to ignore project work, but actually once you get the clarity of having your current climb, and that's another vertical lesson I've talked about a lot as well. Happy to point you to that blog article and a link below. Declaring your current climb is really powerful, and that says, hey, this project of all the other things I'm doing, this initiative is the most important thing that I'm trying to move forward every single day consistently. So I actually have a daily habit that is actually to move that current climb forward. So I'm taking one step every single day to move that current climb forward. So the project can be linked into this daily routine, and that also makes the momentum and progress on your projects more consistent as well. Now, let's talk about attaching it. This is based on an incredible resource, and I have this in the newsletter for August 2018. A gentleman named Dr. B.J. Fogg from Stanford University, brilliant behavioral psychologist who figured out an incredibly important insight around attaching habits and getting habits installed into our life. What he found is that if you reduce the habit to its smallest size possible, minimal amount of time so you don't resist it, and then attach it to an existing routine, at the end of the routine, you're much more likely to actually execute it. So the great example they use is what he used was you brush your teeth, then you floss a single tooth until you get in the habit of always linking those two. You already brush your teeth, hopefully at least once a day. Then you attach the flossing routine at the end, and then you're on your way. So what can you attach it to? So what I would invite you to, first of all, look at your morning routines. And morning routines are critical anchor to your day and your success. So what are you already doing in the morning that you can attach at the end of those routines to build in these daily habits and then chain them together? Okay, midday routines as well. Talked about that as well in my journal training and momentum planner. PM routines as well. Evening routines are the ones actually I fall flat on the most. But still a great time at either the end of the workday routine or your going to bed routine, anchoring certain habits and key activities to those times of day can be really powerful as well. So attached to an existing routine at a key time of the day, morning, midday, or evening. Third piece of this is tracking it, and this has been a huge part of my success with this as well, is using an app. I love the iOS iPhone app called Streaks. It's one word, Streaks. There's also a Streaks for Android, but it's a different app, and I don't have a lot of experience with it, but I know there are several great apps on the iOS and on Android for tracking habits. So find one you enjoy. Here's a few quick tips on when you pick an app to track your habits that I was looking for. I tested about 15 different ones. I want it to be simple and clean in the interface and easy to use. It's got to be easy to use or you will not use it. Number two, I did not want a subscription based when I wanted a flat fee that I could purchase. The Streaks for Apple iOS is $5, I believe, one-time purchase. And thirdly, I definitely wanted it to be able to encourage and inherently push me into not breaking a streak and keeping it going and maintaining it. That's how I managed to meditate for 186 days, and then I finally fell off the horse, which leads me to the fourth step. Track with the habits and try to keep the streak going, but then when you do fall off the horse, it's okay. Restart as soon as possible. That's the fourth key, is to restart immediately. And August of 2018, I have a blog article on this. It's titled Building the Momentum Mindset, or the Art of the Restart. So it goes into detail about the restart and that shift and just getting back on it immediately, not waiting until the Monday or the first of the month or New Year's Day or any of that. Just get on it right away, restart as soon as possible. So here's a couple things that I have on my app, and I'll actually show you here on the screen. It will show. So not focusing very good, but I'll just read them to you. That's a quick look at it. AM exercise. This is quick movement for me, not necessarily full-blown exercise, but just getting movement. So I usually do 10 push-ups, maybe some sit-ups or jumping jacks, get moving in the morning. It takes a minute. Get the blood flowing. Meditation's key, one of my most essential activities of all. Green juice, I mentioned that one before. Journaling and doing my planner, journal strategic intentions for the day. I have outbound direct contact, 3 on belay connections to make in the context of business. So relationships that I need to build and deepen in the world of business for me. On the weekend, I keep the same habit going. On the weekend, I make those 3 family and friends focused. And then I have another critical business activity move daily. I want to do 1 of those a day. And then also the backside of this, there's 6 additional ones I have. I move forward my current climb, whatever that current initiative is, mentioned that. I have a gratitude mantra that I work on, different ones depending on what I'm working on. So right now, grateful for the health I have. As I've been struggling a little bit with my health, so I'm trying to focus on that in a positive way. A sort of a real workout, at least a 5-minute workout. It could be 20 minutes, but getting out and doing some type of real exercise. A key moment with my core 3 loved ones is one for family for me I have, and I track as well. And then I have one for sauna and cold plunge, which is a whole other conversation, but it's another health-related one. And then an evening routine related to the journal and planner at the end of my day. So those are my 12 daily essential habits. Once I started really focusing on the day in and day out habits and getting that routine and tracking it, everything started to shift, and it really got me off that roller coaster of just this big project, wear myself out, boom, and crash. I promise you it's worth it. What I would love to do is challenge you for 3 things. One, to challenge you to just share. I want to hear what are the daily habits for you that either you already are doing maybe, or you want to restart, or maybe you need to install them for the first time because you know they're going to make a really fundamental difference in every area of your life or some essential components of your life. Second, what is maybe a habit tracking app that you already use? Love for you to share that, and others can learn from you as well. Just leave it in the comments below. And then third request is that you just share this with someone. If it's meaningful or valuable and you think someone you know in your life could benefit from it, please pass it along. Appreciate that. And I really appreciate you watching this video, and I hope it's served you in some way and can help you really build momentum and get more what you want in life, whatever that is. Thanks a lot.